Hello there, Ray here. We have a brand new snapshot out for 1.16 Nether update. This is 20w16a, and with it comes some pretty amazing structures and some new blocks as well, as you can see holding in my hand. And you might even see there is a new spawner there in the background. Lots of cool stuff to go over, guys. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure to go ahead and do that. We're getting really close to 100,000 subscribers, and I have tons of cool videos to show you guys in the future. So go ahead and hit that button. And don't forget, guys, after this video goes live, we are doing a snapshot stream with the viewers. You guys can hop on as we discover new things about the snapshot. You can find all the information there on my Twitch channel linked below. Let's get into all the new changes today, guys, and don't forget to share this video with other Minecrafters. So here's one of the ruined portals. They are shattered remains of the ancient nether portals. They can be found in any overworld as well as nether biome. Some are hidden underground or under the sea or buried in sand. This one here is pretty easy to see. We can see it consists of, looks like almost like a nether portal, but it has some crying obsidian. If you would finish this and go ahead and light it with the flint and steel, you see it does not actually make a portal. You do need to have full obsidian here in order to make a portal. But you can see that it does have the other new blocks. We got polished blackstone slabs. We also got the correct polished blackstone brick. Got some stairs in here. A wide variety of different types of blackstone. Up here you can see we even got some gold blocks. That is quite the find if you find these. And there's a chest. And this is what's inside the chest. We got some gold tools. They're enchanted. We also have some gold apples, as well as fire chargers and a flint and steel. All stuff to kind of help you light another portal. So if you happen to get stuck on the side without your nether portal, you can find one of these and kind of tinker it up. Use this kind of stuff to light it, and you also got some food and tools to take on either the nether dimension or going back to the overworld, depending on where you find this portal. I think it's a very cool structure. It is pretty noticeable from even a good distance away, but I really like the idea of there being more structures here in the nether dimension, as well as more structures in Minecraft in general. We are here in one of the new structures in the snapshot, which is the Bastion Remanence. And you can see this thing is massive. I mean, look at the scale of this thing. All built out of all the new kind of cool blocks. Very cool. And this is where you can actually find the new gilded blackstone. It actually generates in the structures. They are remnants. As you can see, they're kind of broken apart. They consist of 4 separate remnant types. There is a bridge, there's also a Hog Ling stable, there's a housing unit, and a treasure room. So right here in the center, this is probably the treasure room. It is full of a bunch of gold blocks. Looks like at least 15 of them. And there's also a chest here. Let's go ahead and look inside. Wow, a netherite sword. That is insane. Plus you also get some gilded blackstone as an item, some quartz. We also got iron in here and gold blocks. That is a lot of really nice stuff. Especially the netherite sword. It is damaged, but you can easily repair that. But that does save you having to actually get diamonds, because you can skip the whole diamond step and just get the netherite sword. You can get these tools in the nether dimension, which is pretty crazy. The entire Bastion structure is pretty massive. You can see this one is kind of in the ground, but it encompasses some other stuff. So here is another area of it, which is these big, huge lava, kind of like farm ground, but it's lava. There's also another whole segment over here. You can see this is pretty tight. The corners are real small if you were to walk around in this. And like there's not always stairs. You have to kind of like hop up some places, move around in very tight quarters, and it's very mazy. Up here you can see there is some more rooms that actually have loot. But it is a remnant, so it's kind of broken up into pieces. Here's some chests here, which includes some of the new items, which is chain. So this is a new block item you can get. It kind of goes with the lanterns, so you can put like a chain down and then add the lantern to it. And it looks amazing. Now to make the new chain, you just need to have 2 nuggets that are iron as well as an iron ingot. And that'll make you 1 chain. Overall, very, very cool block. And I know builders will really enjoy messing around with this. For the chain, people would kind of use iron bars, but they are pretty much the same size. You can see the hitbox there. And they go so much better with the lanterns than iron bars. That is pretty cool. See some other stuff we got in here. We also got obsidian, so you can make like another portal. Get some of the gilded blackstone, magma cream, gold sword, and some more gold blocks. Check this one. Very similar stuff. Also got gold nuggets and more gold armor. So you could definitely come here and loot these if you're trying to make a obsidian portal to get out of again, as well as get some really cool items all together. So this piece here looks like it's part of the bridge segment. And I guess maybe this kind of comes with it too, this lava part down below. But it looks like the striders like spawning inside of it. And also a couple of gold blocks on it. kind of connects the two main fortresses, one over there and one over here. This is the really, really big one. Here's another portal remain. You can see this one's a lot more broken. The portals actually fell on the side. Here's some of the loot inside of it. The armor can also have enchantments on it. And you also get some iron ingots. A few different designs on how the ruined portals will look. So this is what the ruined portals look like in the overworld. This one's under the water. And you can see pretty cool looking. Same kind of setup. We got the netherrack and everything. Same kind of similar loot. Help you kind of set up the portal and get you ready for the nether dimension. Cool way to kind of tell people that there is another dimension without them actually looking it up. It gives a little bit of lore to it as well. Like who built this portal and how did it all get going. The Bastion Remnants can be found in every single dimension of the Nether except for the basalt deltas, as it's too hostile for them. But you can see this one's right on the edge. Basalt delta's right there, but this one is technically inside of a soul sand valley. The top of it is pretty broken up, but if we look at it with Spectre, you can see there is multiple layers and they're quite confusing to move between the two of them. Some are completely isolated from each other. As you move down, it gets really, really confusing, and some of these just go end up in dead ends. But there is chests along the way. You can even be double chest, and you can see we got crossbows, arrows, string. We also got one of the new banners, which is Piglin banner. We looked at that one last snapshot. Also gold and gilded blackstone. In this chest here, you can see we got more of similar stuff, and you can also get enchanted books. Here's a Soul Speed 2 book, plus some bone blocks and crane obsidian. In the center of this bastion, you can see that it's a little bit different. We don't have like the gold. Instead, they have some soul sand and nether wart, which is really nice. So this is an alternative way of getting nether wart if there's none, like in a fortress, especially if you're like a multiplayer server and all of it has been removed from nether fortresses. You can come search here looking for some. In this chest, you can see we even got some spectral arrows. Now, the features that they added in the past versions were the piglins don't like you looking inside of chests, and they don't like you mining gold. That all kind of applies to this, including the gilded blackstones. If you try to mine up any of that, they will try to attack you, or if you try to look into like their chest, to grab their stuff, if there's any nearby, they'll come after you, even if you're wearing some gold armor. Here's a structure that is right on the edge of a delta and kind of grows over into it. But you can see this is pretty sizable structure, and it'd be hard to miss it if you're moving through the dimension. Kind of reminds you of like another fortress, but way more like broken up and confusing to traverse. And throughout the remnants, you'll find gold blocks as well as gilded blackstone. All these piglins that you see here, they didn't just spawn here, they're actually generated with the structure. They do have persistence required 1, meaning that they will not despawn. Remnants of this one is right out here in the middle of the lava, so it's very easy to see the entire structure in all its complexity. This one here is known as a Hog Ling Stables. You can see there's a lot of hoglings moving around. Nothing really in the center. All of them seem to kind of have this upper part that has these chests, which has the loot in them. And you can find the new music disc, which just came out. It is Music Disc Pig Step. It's produced by Lena Rainey. Go ahead and give it a listen to it. Put it in. Type of music that piglins like. It does have that kind of gold texture. Kind of makes you think like the piglins like it. Let's go ahead and drop it on the ground and see if the piglins like to pick it up or not. Yeah, they don't really seem to care about it. This Hog Ling structure, we see we also got access to netherite shovels. We also got some cooked pork here and some glowstone. The chests are kind of adapted to the different types of remnants that are in here. This chest even has some ancient debris in it, which is pretty rare, but this is amazing because you now just have access, you're now just that much closer to upgrading your tools. There's a lot of good stuff in here if you're willing to risk the piglins as well as the hoglins. Here's another one of the ruined portals. You can see it out here in the middle of Nether. Pretty easy to see, and there is also some nether rack to go with it and magma blocks like the, go ahead and check the chest. Some pretty nice stuff to like gold you can put on to kind of keep the piglins away. This ruined portal here looks pretty amazing. It's like the portal is being kept held up just by these chains here, and the rest of it just kind of fell apart. And there's even a chest to go with it as well. There might be, yeah, it looks like the rest of the structure is kind of underneath the lava. There's gold blocks down here if you want them. You also can find stuff like crimson roots, crimson fungus, and even saddles here. You could find a saddle here and then hop onto one of the striders. Looks like you can also find some raw pork in here. This chest here has some netherite ingot, so you can kind of apply it to whatever gold you want to. And this one has netherite leggings. So it looks like you can find pretty much any netherite tool or any different variation of netherite. And you can even find netherite scraps. And here is some netherite boots that have mending on them. That is a huge find. There's also some spawners that you can find here. This one is a magma cube spawner. It's hanging from the ceiling. The chains look really nice with them as well, and it will spawn magma cubes to kind of protect the loot. So definitely a really cool way to make a farm around this. And one of the second spawners that can ever be found in the nether dimension. Other one being the blaze spawner. Pretty cool to look at all 4 different types of these remnants. The bridge one I think is probably one of the coolest ones because it just has random bridges going all over the place with the magma cube spawner. Let me know which one do you like the most. They also added way more lava into the basalt deltas so that it's more like a delta. This is extremely dangerous to try to traverse this. They also did some technical changes, like in the GUI of the jigsaw structure, they now have a generate button. And they also expanded the max size for structure blocks. So instead of being 32, they're now 42. So you can do a little bit bigger area. I wish there was a rule where you can just allow this to be as big as you want. But you can just go in there and change it. Very similar to like max cramming. You can just change a number. So if you're someone that's willing to change a number, you're willing to take the risk that you crash your game by trying to do something too big. 32 to 48 is not that big of a difference, but I'm glad they're actually looking into this. They also added JMX MBean to monitor dedicated server tick times. They go on to say that it is not possible to monitor the server tick times through this. Rationale for this is that the JMX is a well-known and supported monitoring technology with existing iterations and tools. This enables server admins to hook alerts and graphing tools using ordinary JMX clients and dashboards. So enabling, there is a new flag called enabling JMX monitoring. It's in the server property files. You can set it to true, and we will expose a MBean with the objective name of net.minecraftserver.type server and 2 arbitraries which are average tick time as well as tick times, exposing the tick times in milliseconds. In order to enable the JMX on Java runtime, you also need to add a couple of JVM flags to start up as documented here, and they have a link to the documentation. I'll put the link down below if you guys are curious. This will allow people that have servers that are kind of ran on their own computer to moderate it more easily rather than using like a third party. They also fixed a few different bugs. First being that when you load a world, sometimes the minecart sound plays even though there's not a minecart there. There's also a problem that some of the subtitle sounds are showing up even though the player is too far away from the sound. They fixed a problem to do with server hangs on stop due to Archon. Some more recent snapshot bug fixes that they did is new nether biomes don't work properly in the buffet worlds. They also fixed the problem that villagers sometimes stop farming, which is something we noticed during our testing. We try to make a villager crop farm, so hopefully we were able to do that now. Problem to do with all compasses and lodestone compasses pointing to the same target regardless of what type of compass it is, has also been fixed. They also had some problem to do with functions, throwing some undefined arbitraries that they fixed. Lodestone compasses and item frames do not update after turning. That has now been addressed. A lot of cool things that came out in this update, especially to do with structures, a couple new items as well. Not too many bug fixes in total for this version. I'd love to hear what you guys think is the coolest change with the snapshot. I personally really like these massive structures, and there's some really good loot in them as well. Don't forget guys, we are doing a snapshot testing stream with the viewers. You guys can hop onto a world just like this where we are testing out the newest changes. And you can find all the information about the server on my Twitch channel, which is linked below. And remember guys, go ahead and share this video with other Minecrafters so they can learn about the cool changes coming out in 1.16, as well as leave a like on the video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!